Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3 with this Prussian campaign. So, Saxony is safe for now, anyways, and as it is, we crushed that army that attacked. So, when I say for now, I really mean for now, because the enemy is pushed from the gates of Saxony to Innsbruck. It's still Napoleon, so it could be in Berlin by afternoon, but we hope that that's not gonna happen. As this army is now free, as it's done its Bavaria job, and I hope that Austria gets its shit together and kind of tries to push back or at least halt them here. I think what I'll do is that we can move this one to aid here to even out the balance against the Spanish, and we can actually go ahead and invade this province, which will allow me to prompt this attack to start with these two armies to move forward and possibly even move towards Paris. Now there's a lot of French troops here, and the situation has changed since I actually made up the plan. My navy is almost back home. I think maybe I showed that when we lost one boat. I think I said that in last one. But we managed to save that one Spanish 80-gun ship, which is going to be our new flagship. So I'm probably going to put an admiral on that. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to repair that and go back and claim some navies for ourselves and keep increasing our navy presence. So I think why there's so few ships is because, just like recruiting infantry, you can only do it in certain locations, and I know that it takes tons of time to recruit ships. So in my other playthrough, I know that Britain suffered naval disasters very early on in the campaign, and they were never really able to get those ships back, because Britain can only, I believe, recruit warships from Portsmouth, the dockyard there, and then also up in Scotland. But I think the ones in Scotland are smaller in size, so they only really have one place, and it's the same for a lot of these nations. Same for me. For some reason I can't recruit warships here, but for some reason I can here, because this is an original province. So that's a bit strange. I mean, it's German, it's within. I don't know why I wouldn't be able to recruit ships here. That will double my speed, but also I kind of find it a bit strange that we don't have a port in Danzig, or like here somewhere. Because if I'm not mistaken, Danzig is kind of a bigger port city, so... anyways, what moves do I have to make then now? Well, this one, we want to still hold on to not go ahead with this plan just yet, as I could bring up this third army to help here. So what do I have? What move am I able to make if... oh, this my spy, which I haven't used. Where would I want to move him? I'm not sure. I guess we'll just move him over here for now. Maybe check out the Spanish. What we do have is that the army that liberated Greece has now moved all the way up to Constantinople and is laying siege to it. And so that will be today's battle. And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and take this capital. And there it is, the fort that stands in between us and Constantinople. I'm gonna try to attack from as many different directions as possible. So I've got the Fusiliers here that will take on this wall, or possibly even go around all the way. Then we have the normal Fusiliers, and then I have the East Prussian Fusiliers right here, where I also have the cannons, which will be rolled up to a flat ground roughly here, and then we'll pound the walls. cavalry is here to swing around. Hopefully the... oh, did it stop raining? No, it's still raining. Right, I think we've explained it pretty well, so let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna start by moving the cannons into position. And it looks like they always do that, the AI. They put the cannons outside the wall. Have they have unlimbered them even, and these cannons looks rather modern than some of the other Ottoman cannons. They've even turned them towards us, which I don't like. Which could possibly mean, because my cannons and shooting up a hole in the Ottoman wall is kind of a big part of the plan, so I kind of want that to happen. Given the terrain here, and we want to be close with the Fusiliers in case we want to charge, or the normal musketeers, so we'll put them behind this high ground out here, and then we'll have the Fusiliers march towards this forest over here. So they've marched out some cavalry, and I'm marching up my Jaegers. I think we're gonna hold fire. I'm gonna wait for the infantry to catch up to be able to guard. Okay, so the wall is firing on us, on the Fusiliers to march up. And as they do that, the Jaegers will move up and move within range of the enemy units. Gnesa now is out here trying to avoid direct cannon fire from the walls. And there we go, the Jaegers have now opened fire, both on the horsemen and on the cannons. Surprised that we only got one with that spread of fire towards the cavalry, that we only got one of them. My other troops are moving closer. I was expecting more troops inside the fort, but I think it's just because we can't see them all. And it's kind of the remnants of forces that have been fighting the Russians. It would have been interesting to see how the battle went there, because the Russians actually were able to advance quite far against the Ottomans. Once my cannons are in place, these horsemen right here don't really stand a chance. I think we'll move them even further, so that I don't have to move my infantry. We'll still be able, from this position, have a really nice fire at the Ottoman walls. And also there's a difference in between the Ottoman walls and the European. The Europeans are kinda slanted, the walls, a little bit. These are perfectly straight, which I mean, you can't really hope to bounce a cannon shot off that. They're just standing there right now, taking the fire. Right, these guys are ready to be deployed and open fire. Ooh, are the horsemen coming this way? I hope not. It looks like they are. I did tell these guys to fire canister. Hopefully they'll be ready. I have nothing on this side to stop them. If you're gonna kill my elite cannons, you bastards. They are. Oh no, they actually killed all of it. I should have unlimbered it. And that was like an elite cannon as well. I thought I had time, but no, I didn't. They were just sitting there doing nothing, and then all of a sudden they jump into action. And they kill one of my elite. That hurt, killing that elite cannon, but shit happens sometimes. Did they push one cannon away? Where's the... I'm supposed to have 3 cannons for this one. Did they push? Oh, they pushed one cannon into the square. There's only 39 of them left, so it's not that bad, but damn. The thing though, this is like the, what are we gonna call it? The Eastern Side Army, or the Oriental Prussian Army. So it's not like I'm gonna be able to use this one against Napoleon, I think. It's not gonna march all the way back to be taking part in any of the fighting, but damn. That hurt that we lost all of those. So, given the situation here, it looks like the Fusiliers could possibly make an attempt on this gate. And that could open up for the cavalry. And they all kind of immediately die. I like it when I manage to do that to the enemy, but I certainly don't like it when the enemy does that to me. Come on, blast those bloody cannons. We have... Oh, I haven't noticed that this one's taken so much bloody cannon fire. To the point where they've lost one quarter of the unit. Looks like the enemy is completely kind of taken unaware by the fact that my Fusiliers are closing in. To the wall here, except for the fact that they're actually sending a cavalry unit, kinda. So I'm gonna form one into square. And then we're gonna try to climb here. I'm actually gonna form two into square, and two is gonna climb. Just so I capture the wall, make sure they can't get out. I think they're going for my cannon, these guys as well. Hold fire, and then switch to canister. Boom. Few canister shots. Is all that is needed. These guys are riding straight for the Jaegers, which is a suicide charge. I guess it's time to withdraw the Jaegers anyways. Switch to round shot and try to blast that cannon away. Are we climbing the wall? Yes, we are. But we haven't capped it yet. I want my units on the high parts of the wall.
The gates are ours.
Boom, the gates are ours. And with that, I want this unit now to climb, because I want this gate. So I want to make sure that I get all the gates. Or not all the gates, these two on the back. What are you trying to move against? Trying to move against us here. Let's move up on the hill and prepare to charge the wall. They're moving on that one square that I left outside. Don't think that's going to work too well for them. And the Ottoman cavalry is stopped. And stopped right in its tracks. These units will soon... Oh, do they have someone in the house? Although I can't actually confirm that there's someone in there. Oh, look at that. Seems like the Ottomans were aware that I'm gonna go through this gate by putting spikes along there. Is the spikes here? No. Then the cavalry is definitely not going to take that way in. It's going to move through this area. Right, I want all Fusiliers on the wall now. Okay, so the houses are being held by infantry. I'm a bit unsure if I want to charge here. I want to remove these cannons first, and then possibly attack these two walls at the same time. The Fusiliers on the wall should be... yeah, they're firing back now. Well, they should be anyways. But I guess it's hard to fire against the houses. We can't even see who's in the houses. And there's another unit running straight into... it's a sapper unit running straight into these light infantry. Not entirely sure if we'd be able to fight them down. Okay, we're not gonna be able to shoot that down just with cannon fire, it seems. So the East Prussian infantry will advance, and the Jaegers will advance with them. Come on, keep the fire up and break those guys.
Our men are running for.
Who's running now? Oh. Due to howitzer fire? Where are those howitzers? Right, the musketeer infantry will advance. Oh, there. They did have some units inside. This one's most likely gonna come back. We'll use the medium cavalry first to go in and try to clear the square. As the musketeers now approach to climb the wall. Same on this side. Oh, they seem to have a lot of sappers throughout this fort. Close in on them even further. Now I want the Jaegers to close in. And now I want the cannon to entirely focus on this part of the wall. Time to climb. Let's see. I should have told these guys to run through the gate. I'll give the order to attack those. Fusiliers back on the wall. How's it going over on this side? I mean, I definitely think my men have better accuracy and fire rates. We should be able to shoot these guys down. But they do have quite a bit of defensive cover up there. Right, my dragoons are through. And now we can see the units inside the buildings. It's going to be difficult trying to push them out of the buildings. But I think once I've claimed the wall, it will make a big difference here. Don't think my cavalry charge will be successful, but I think we'll do enough damage here. I'm hoping to at least break the cavalry. Doesn't look like I will. This unit is not as engaged as the other one, so maybe I can pull that one away, because I kind of want to get rid of who's running now. It's one of the East Prussians that decide to run after very little combat with some enemies on the wall. The 17th Regiment decides to leave. I guess we need to move the Jaegers to this side to help focus in here. I'm hoping we can break this side. And it's 15% now. And we'll hope to quickly get through here. Quickly is maybe too much to say, since we've only at 15%. Another unit is a Fusilier that decide to rout now, because I think that's Grenadiers that's made it up onto the wall. I'm not entirely sure. It might be, you know what? Get Gneisenau over here. He needs to support his men. Cavalry charge for the howitzers. Do as I order.
Our men are running for.
More and more men are routing of the wall. I think it's because the enemy is for some reason able to hold. Enemy general is at least dead. Oh, you're already exhausted from fighting in here. And that stops you from charging down the enemy cavalry. Clearly not. We need to, I guess, rethink our attack on the walls, because they're clearly not working on this side. Just make sure that no unit is completely routed, and I want to make sure that these guys manage to possibly kill the enemy over here. Right, I actually got to the cannons, and we're doing quite a bit of damage on them. Given the amount of fire I'm put down here, we're not seeing a lot of results.
Our men are
How's it going with the wall? 20. Yeah, that unit broke as well. Taking on this Ottoman fort was a lot harder than I thought it would be. Since it seems that I have to kill everyone inside of it. I'll have to whittle them down to the last man. Which isn't really gonna happen. I fought them down to the last cannoneer. Yeah, we're gonna have to fight them to the last man to win this battle. I guess that's okay, since after all this is their capital and final province. But it's gonna be difficult
Our men are running
to be able to do that. To just cut through everything. I mean, they have barely anything here anymore. So I think we'll have 2 units try to climb. Let's try to shoot down the guys there. We have lost the side, this side of the building, or this side of the wall. Damn. The general will be here to rally the troops, which are spread all over the place. This unit has lost everyone but 15 men, and this one's lost even more. This fight turned out a lot bloodier than I thought it would be. Gnesa, now we kinda need your support over here. Oh, they went into melee over here. Against cavalry and shit. Let's see, what do I have here? The smaller unit needs to fall back. Actually, no, Gnesa now is needed over here now. Jeez. The cavalry actually broke through. Open fire, form square. It's all falling apart. It's rather quickly. Everything's turning to shit rather quickly. Well, we have one unit there that we can shoot out. That's now on the outside. Gnesa now is quickly trying to move over and save these 2 units. We shot down the general unit, so he won't be coming back. Continue to try and break the wall. I think the Jaeger did enough to break down those two. If you can actually try to the best of your ability, actually climb the bloody wall, that would be nice. Gneisenau is now here to support, and so these two units should be able to bayonet their way through all of that, together with the support of the Jaegers. Let's see if Gneisenau has the capacity to run up and aid those guys. Oh, they're sending out even more units to face us. I guess their confidence has grown. Oh, they have one over there. Cavalry can deal with, and then the other one can be placed over there. No other unit has come back. 150 versus 61 should be doable. Nice, these guys are back. Or is this some shit unit decide to march out and face us in the field? Head-on charge. Not advisable, but this unit is kind of all over the place. So I think the Hussars can do it. Ooh, I thought that was this unit, but it wasn't. It was one of the units climbing decided to give up. Because he met too much resistance, both from attacks down here and from the wall. The cavalry did sweep these guys away, so we won't be seeing them. And now I'll move in to help here. We have another unit that's come back. I don't think there are that many Ottomans left at this point. Right, our attack on the wall on this side failed as well, unfortunately. Nice, these guys are back. What's this? Ottoman unit back here. Turn the guns and destroy them. We have plenty of manpower there to destroy those, and with the cavalry on this side and the infantry really close, when these guys come out, we can shoot them down. I think we got it. But it was way too bloody. Did you break those guys? Turn the cannons around and fire canister that way then. I do still have a good amount of troops. And I mean, you shouldn't expect it to be an easy fight when it's the enemy's capital. I'm gonna go here just to make sure that these 95 men are not broken by 14 Ottoman soldiers. We do put down a massive amount of fire on these guys as they try to make their way out. I think we're gonna try to put even more fire on them by doing it like this.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest awhile.
Oh, it's because they're so tired. But it's 8 men. The Ottomans were broken over here, and there's more units here. One guy manning the cannon. These were actually broken by 8 men. Wow. What can we say? Let's see if you can climb and claim the gate while the others shoot this unit down. And that should give enough for the cavalry to run through, and once the cavalry is in, I think it's over for the enemy. Right, they're gone. I'll need some round shot over here. And let's turn these guys a little bit better. Oh, I think we just won. The guys on the wall just gave up. And everyone gave up except this one unit here. And now that one gave up as well. I guess the Ottomans realized it was all ogre. Boom. This was a lot bloodier than I thought it would be. The mistake to let them kill off one of my really good cannons was... that hurt. And if that wouldn't have happened, I probably would have been able to break down the walls. Oh, now when the cavalry is even rushing inside. But there we have it. Victory over the Ottomans, and maybe the Russians want it, but I think I'll create it as its own vassal state under Prussian control, like everything else on the European map at this point almost. And here we have it, probably the worst amount of casualties I've ever suffered. We apparently lost 2 units, which was one of the West Prussian cavalry units and one of my really veteran cannons. And then look at the casualties on a lot of these units, damn. I lost more than half of my army. But then again, we took Istanbul or Constantinople. I will get 42,000 for looting this. Thing is, I don't need the money for anything, so. Boom. Right, now the long march back starts. Where we will recruit, get this guy back, and then I think the 12-pounder will be recruited back in the capital. Ottoman Empire is destroyed, and in its stead, what nation rises but the Ottoman Empire? But this time a major nation completely under the control of Prussia. And oh, that's kind of a shame, because I would have liked them to liked to have sunk their navies. I think to gain favor with a lot of the other nations, so we don't have Russia declaring war on them, we'll get them to declare war on France. And that also means that their navy will start to hound the French in the Mediterranean. Do not presume that this agreement has dampened down the fire of our dislike for your nation. You're my bitch, so you can't say anything. But there we have it. It's gonna be interesting here, because these two hate each other. So they might very well declare war on each other. I'll probably have to make a save, just to make sure. Because otherwise, I mean, 2 of my vassals fighting each other will be causing a lot of problems for me. Anyways, with that said, next time I'm hoping to have the battle against the Spanish going. And hopefully my navy is prepared and stuff like that. So yeah, all good stuff. With that said, I hope you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!